So 2024 is off to the races with its second entry of the year for us.
Number 2.
We're on number 2. We're 10 days in. We should already have more, but there's not any.
I know.
We don't got any. We're looking.
10
but
days.
Tomorrow we got a good, exciting one to watch.
We do.
But for right now, we watched Night Swim, which was and then we watched this, which was not good. Not good.
It's not good.
Underground. I wish someone put this underground and forgot about it.
Me too.
So then we wouldn't have to watch it.
No.
So we got a found footage film. Goodness.
This started out strong. This started out fairly strong, actually.
Yeah.
It's about a group of friends.
Yeah.
One of whom is getting married.
She's taking the lead. I like
this.
One
of whom is getting married, and so they're having a bridal shower for her. That's what it's called. Bachelorette party. Right?
Yes.
Is that the same?
Bachelorette
They're having a bachelorette party for her. They're going to go out. They're going to get drunk and hang out. And when they do so, they end up getting lost and stumbling into these underground tunnels that used to be like an old Nazi like hospital, or like, what was it? It's like a hospital / research facility or something.
It was a
torture zone.
Torture zone. Yeah, torture zone. I'll go with that one. I mean, it's the Nazis, man. Nothing good.
They stumble on that and they get lost in there, and that's the gist of the story.
Yeah, so as far as like it's starting out promising, what started out promising was that the characters felt genuine and they felt like real friends. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, we got good chemistry here. This could be something that feels like The Descent, right? It had that feel to it, and with the premise, the underground, you know, I was like, oh, the Descent is an apt description potentially. So I was excited, and then the movie just kind of slugs along. After about 50 so minutes, we finally get to like the scary place, the underground, and there's just nothing there to warrant that much time before we get to, you know, get it going. Because while it is found footage, so they are going for realism, and if you did watch people's footage of them hanging out, it probably wouldn't be all that interesting, but we are being entertained here, and this is not reality, right? This is purposeful for entertainment, but that's what it felt. It actually felt like you were watching home videos and not interesting ones. It's like when people show you home videos and you're like, I don't care. I'm not your family. I'm not connected to it. I'm not part of the friend group. Right. So I just felt like all of that slugged along. And then once we get down into the torture zone.
The Nazi torture zone.
While we're down there, man, did this film really start to fall apart.
Yeah.
All the horror in this movie, no. It didn't work. It had... So one of the biggest problems with the film for sure is that I can't take the film seriously when the characters can't take the film seriously. So there's a scene about an hour-ish of the way in where one of their friends vanishes. Like, and you could take this as a spoiler. I don't care. It's one of the problems with the film. I have to talk about it. I'm not going to give any like massive spoilers here. But you're not going to know what friend, so it doesn't really matter. And one of them disappearing is not really that surprising.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah. So one of them goes missing, and the other one who was with her comes back and is crying and is upset about it. And you're like, okay, she's like freaking out. Oh my God, I lost her, this and that. And you know, there's a reason why losing this person in that moment would be an even bigger deal.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter for now. As I said, no spoilers. but literally cut to like a minute later, and like two or three of them are joking around, laughing, having a great time.
Yeah, there's actually several scenes where the characters are like laughing and not taking things as seriously. And I do think that that's an attempt to be like, okay, like when you're in a super stressful situation, sometimes you're like, you cope
No.
with humor.
No,
But it
not
doesn't
this.
come across that way
No.
in this. It comes across as like, do they not like understand like the severity of the situation? Because what's happening is like kind of insane and terrifying and like extremely dangerous too. So I just think that it's too early on for any of them, or not too early on, but just it's just inappropriate. It feels very inappropriate, and it really messes with the tone of the film and like how you as the audience should be reacting to things.
Yeah.
Which then makes all of the scares and it makes the overall situation feel less scary and like a joke.
You know what this film feels like? It feels like it is edited out of order. That's the way it feels. It feels like they get to the scary place, and then there's the scenes where they're kind of having a good time, and then it slowly degrades from there and gets worse and worse, and as they're there, they slowly get worse and worse and worse and take it more and more seriously. But this movie, it's like the editor edited the beginning parts and like spliced it throughout the later half, where it's like, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. Oh, things aren't so good. Oh, we're having a good time. Oh, things are terrible. Oh, we're having a good time. Oh, things are terrible. Oh, we're having a good time.
Yeah, it feels
like,
really,
what the fuck?
Feels really disjointed, and yeah, it sucks. That part definitely is like a big problem with the film. Another problem that we both had is that the sound design when they're in the tunnels is so bad, and it's really, really hard to understand dialogue. Like we do sometimes turn subtitles on in general, but like we specifically had to turn them on for this because like neither of us could understand what people were saying, and we were just missing like whole chunks of dialogue because of the echo.
Yeah, super. Which is
again
realistic.
Yeah, like an attempt at realism, but it's at the expense of clarity.
Yeah.
So that part was unfortunate. I really didn't like the ending of this either. I was really like,
it just
drags. It drags on, and just like the last like 10 minutes I didn't like, honestly.
The last 10 minutes of this movie should have been 1 to 2 minutes long.
Yeah. So I also was kind of wondering too, like I remember when we watched this, I was asking you like how like filming a movie like a fictional horror movie set at, because this was actually set at a Nazi hospital or torture zone or whatever. You told me it was a hospital, I thought.
No.
I don't know where I'm getting hospital from them, but whatever. It's like a historical site.
I can't think of the right word. They set it in there, not an encampment, but like a.
But it's a place where like people were killed under like Nazi occupation.
I think Nazis. It was like a Nazi base or something. But yeah, I mean, it's Nazis. Nothing good happened there.
Yeah, I just was kind of like wondering, like, I don't like, is that I don't know how many other films, like how many other horror movies are filmed at like places where tragedies happened.
Probably a lot.
But I don't know. I kind of was like a little weirded out by that in this movie for whatever reason, probably just because it's like Nazis and stuff. And I was just kind of like, I don't like it. But just overall, the film just was not good. It was definitely.
I don't think you would have thought of that had the movie been good.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe I would have been like, oh wow, it's like so cool that they use this. But I don't know. I just feel like they had an opportunity at like a location that already has like real life horror behind it, and even that, like, that's terrifying and awful on its own, but it doesn't help the movie. Like, I feel like they had an interesting location and like the basis of a premise that could have worked, but it just doesn't.
There's a scene with candles, and then like introduction of a new element. And this whole scene pissed me off. I was just like, nope, Nope. No way they'd react like that. And I try to give movies the benefit of the doubt. I really do. I always try to be like, well, people don't act like themselves when they're scared and whatever. This was too much. I couldn't handle it. I was like, what? And then during that scene, you even were like, this movie's so dumb. And it
Yeah.
sucked, man, because I was looking forward to this one and I don't want to shit on it, but I can't help but give my honest opinion.
Well, that scene,
I think the actresses in this are very competent,
I
and
do
I think that they
too.
have the range,
I
and
do
I just
too.
think it's the writing and the direction.
Yeah,
Period.
100%. Yeah, I said that too because like when we were watching, like the actresses are like they're good actors.
Yeah,
Like you can tell they have talent, they have the capabilities, but the way
yeah,
they're written and the way they're being directed, oh my god, yeah,
super
that scene in
unbelievable.
particular, like it's just it makes it feel so corny and cheap, and it's like given the I don't know, it just did not. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It's not a recommendation. Don't watch it.
And someone who worked on this movie is gonna watch it. I
I'm
apologize,
sorry,
but
but we just
we can't help
we
ourselves.
telling you our honest opinion,
Yep,
telling you the truth. And this is what we thought of it.
yep. Sorry. Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, you
second,
made a movie and we didn't, so
we watched the
jokes on
movie
us.
though. You made the movie for us to watch it.
There'll be people who like this,
Yeah, maybe.
but I've seen people
Like,
talking about it, and the general consensus for sure is they don't like the ending. But I don't mind the idea of the ending. I think the idea of the ending is fine, and I'm like, okay, that's a little change, so I'm fine with that. It's not like I have an issue with how it ended. I have an issue on how it was executed because it is so drawn out. It goes on forever, and
yeah,
there's no reason for it. It's like
none.
we kept waiting,
Yeah,
because there's like two full different scenes and one plays out, and I'm just kind of like, okay, is something gonna happen? And then like nothing happens, and then you get to the last scene, and you're like, okay, is something gonna happen? And like basically nothing happens, and then the
yeah,
credits roll, and you're like, that just felt so tacked on.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't
It
even
doesn't
need
give
it.
like the punch that I think they were expecting it to give.
Yeah, no, I think they're supposed to. It's supposed to have like kind of a twisty,
It
like kind
didn't
of
feel that
like
way.
shock to it, and it's
Yeah,
like, dude,
it
no,
was not shocking. It
no,
was not.
no. It's the only thing that was shocking. I'm no. You know what? I'm done. I don't want to say anything more bad about it. I hate talking shit about film. Not a fan. Not a recommendation from us. It is on Screambox. If you are a found footage completionist and you want to check it out, that's where you can find it.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.